this is exactly just a little scroll.
Don't worry, I'm terrible on Zoom.
Where's it go where we can see each other?
I think gallery.
Oh, there you go. I think actually he has to get online for a second to like where our brains are working faster on the computer. You're like, where's that? Where's that? If you just chill out for a second, it's
I look like a vampire compared to you. So white.
Can you get near an open window? I love your mic. I love your mic. That's awesome. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I guess I could actually open this window for better light.
Yeah. Open the windows. Let the sun shine in. Hey guys, welcome to Brettwoods with Friends. Hey, check it out. We got a sponsor. While she's setting up, I'm gonna hit piggyback. We got the Pence Fly thing. I'm gonna do my first. This is our first Pence Fly hats. Get them. Go to pencefly.com.
Oh yeah.
I had to sneak in a commercial. I thought I'd do it right when you're getting ready.
Oh yeah. No worries.
Go to penceflyhat.com. Our first sponsor.
Nice. So you got a sponsor. That's great.
Well, I made the hat, so it's my show, so I'll be my own sponsor if I have to. Awesome. These hats are fly, though, right?
I like it. What's the concept behind it?
It's a Pence fly. You know when Pence had that fly on his head?
Oh, the Pence. Okay.
We should have had these out like months ago, but better late than never. It's still a funny joke.
It's still hilarious. Yeah. I mean, so many good jokes came out of that.
That was a bet. When that happened, I hadn't laughed that hard in over maybe 2 years.
Oh, it looks like my dog's on the camera there.
Hey, babe. What's your doggy's name?
Neptune. You want to come up here? You want to come?
Pomeranian?
He is a mini American Eskimo.
Nice. So you know what? We've been talking to you for a second. People don't even know who you are. This is Fay of Bellavolent. Bellavolent, right?
You said it right the first time. It's Bellavolent.
Bellavolent.
Yeah.
My dyslexia, it's like aluminum linoleum. Aluminum.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
It's a made up word. Either people get it or they don't at first. You did get it when we were talking on the phone. You said it perfectly. But I also know like sometimes things get a little bit harder when you're in front of a camera. It's like, oh, am I doing it right? And then you overthink it.
Well, I like those words like benevolent and like chartreuse. You know, words are really cool. Like that, beloved. I like it. The fact that I have to actually, dyslexia raps. It makes sense to me, even if it comes out that way. Benevolent. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello.
Benevolent.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
With friends. Okay, I just want to get out of the way. Just real quick, Fay is a singer-songwriter, musician. She's been working on a ton of stuff. I forget where we actually met, but we've been friends on Facebook and Instagram for quite some time. I've been watching her, and she's got some great stuff happening. Can you tell the people out there, Fay, of what's happening with you and where you began, your influences, and I want to get people to know you.
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I think I'll start kind of with where the name was created. So I've always loved to sing my whole life. I've always loved writing poetry, just art in general, drawing. I never got too into painting, although I know you're a painter. I have painted a few things, but kind of moved. I don't do as much art anymore necessarily as much as I do writing music, singing, music production as well. But I kind of struggled with it a lot of my life. I grew up in many small towns around Utah, and I didn't even know that being a singer was something that somebody could actually do. It kind of seemed like a kind of a pipe dream to me. Like, you know, I would listen when I was younger, I loved singers like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Spice Girls. I was all about the '90s music, and or like '90s pop, I guess is what it really was.
Hmm.
And yeah, I had wanted to make music and kind of jammed with people throughout my earlier years, teenage years, like right out of high school. And I just didn't really know, like a lot of people, I didn't really know where to start. Every time I'd meet a music producer, I'd try to get them to make music with me. Um, and either they weren't all about it because I wasn't established, or unfortunately they would bring me into the studio, but then next thing you know they're rubbing my leg and trying to come on to me. So I realized that it was kind of not dangerous necessarily, but I wasn't going to go anywhere if I was trying to get other people to help me create. So I bought all my own music equipment, and I had been in touch with this music producer from Italy named Lorenzo Montana, and I had met him randomly in a club in LA when I had first or moved back here for a second time, in Los Angeles. And I just met him at a show that I wasn't really planning on going to, but because I didn't have a home, because I was still trying to find somewhere to live,
Yeah.
that suited me. I was just going with people wherever they would, so I wasn't just a street kid by herself. And I randomly met Lorenzo Montana. He was playing with his project Ty and Tiffany, and we just vibed immediately. It was like, I mean, I was tired because I was like hiding in the corner of the club by myself, just super quiet, like not wanting to talk to anyone because I'd just been so social just to like keep myself out of trouble. And he said that he saw me out of like the corner of his eyes. He said that like he's like a really spiritual person, although he's never done drugs or anything. He's just somehow tapped into like another world. And he said that there's just like a big white light surrounding me, and he's like, I have to talk to her. And he says normally he doesn't talk to people, he's really shy. And we connected instantly, even though there was a language barrier. He spoke Italian, I barely spoke English. And before I left, I told him I was an aspiring singer. We exchanged information, we'd been talking for a while. And by the time that I had finally had all my own, my first wave of recording equipment at home, it was his birthday. And I recorded like a happy birthday that was all custom and like kind of jazzy. And he loved it so much. He said, "You have such a beautiful voice. So do you want to make a song with me?" And I was like, "Yes, please."
Nice.
And then that ended up being the first song on our album, called "Someone Like You." So originally the instrumental was the for "Go Everywhere." He sent me the instrumental for "Go Everywhere," and I sang the lyrics and the melodies of "Someone Like You," and he produced a whole other track around it. And the whole idea behind it was I personally was just so excited to finally meet someone like him that was like ready to make a song with me, and it was really happening. And I've made a single before that, like with with another producer under a different artist name. um and like that producer I didn't want to keep working with, so that was like a one-off thing. But me and Lorenzo love Someone Like You so much, he was like, um do you want to come out to Italy and make an album with me? And I was like, yes, but I don't know how I'm going to get the money, I don't know when I'm going to get there. But I saved $10,000 in about 6 months, and I flew out there and spent 3 months in Italy and England writing this album with him. And everywhere I would go in Italy, like little old ladies, everyone, not just little old ladies, men, women, everybody, everywhere I would go would always call me Bella, like because it literally it means beautiful. And I know they don't always see like a blonde mixed, race girl. it's,
What
it's,
is your nationality?
I'm as far as I know, I'm Dutch, Scottish, Welsh, English, and a 16th Cherokee and Chippewa. So I don't know how what the Cherokee and Chippewa like mix is, but like my grandma, she's a quarter, and you really can see it in her. And she has the long dark brown hair, the kind of Cherokee nose that I'm used to seeing on a lot of Cherokees for some reason. And my aunt, uh, who's an eighth, she has super long like black hair, and so they kind of look more Native American than me. I don't look it at all, but I feel it.
Yeah, it's in we're all yeah, it's I want to do one of those 23andMe or whatever the lineage things, the DNA test things, just to see how far back they go, because it'd be fun to see, how, because they can only go back so far when they do those things, because they're it's about signatures and where people actually wrote something down or signed something, and then when they start losing that at a certain point, because people are, they didn't know how to write at a certain point,
Yeah,
they like, where the hell, but yeah, we're living in a very interesting time for sure, where we can actually, visualize, like when I think about my ancestry, I can actually visualize, go back to like Cro-Magnon time or Neanderthal, and some people, anyways, that's a whole other thing. But who are your I want to do one of those tests so bad, but I have yeah, it's interesting to see the blend of everybody, and I can't believe that racism still exists in this
I
fucking
know,
time.
right?
It's fucking stupid. It's fucking
So
2020.
stupid.
Jesus Christ, come on.
So yeah, because everybody would call me Bella, once I finished the album, and I was trying to figure out what to call my artist name because I didn't like the one I originally chose, Blisstress, mistress of bliss.
Nice.
I mixed Bella with the word benevolent, which you caught that one. So it really vibes with the music that I make, and how I try to portray myself in general is just to be beautiful and kind, and I feel like the music really exudes that as well. So that's where Benevolent was born. Lots of other pre things, but more a lot of things happened from that moment on. Yeah.
What's do you have what's your band made of? Or do you just do everything yourself?
I'm solo as of right now, but when I do play live, I usually get together with either musicians I've played with before, and they just learn my music, or sometimes I play solo, but it's not as fun. I really like having, you know, more people on the stage with me, or at least dancers. I love dancers on the stage too. Just other people to fill it, make me not the center, or I guess it's like less of a focus.
Is it like almost like a cabaret sort of situation where it's
I've done a
like,
lot of a lot of like dancers, yeah.
yeah, it's good where it's a show. Did you ever see the Toledo show over there in Santa Monica? That Toledo, the guy that
That's
smokes a cigar
that
uh,
sounds really
for the
familiar.
promenade. He did this Toledo show for a while, which was very. He smokes a cigar. He's a good-looking black man, and like his voice, he drink brandy on stage, and he had all his dancers, and and it was like a really tight. It was over that place on a Fourth, and anyways, I'm sure there's people out there that know it, but the Toledo show, the whole thing is smoked, filled with like a cigar, and
Oh
he
wow.
burns a cigar the whole time, doing almost like this.
That sounds cool.
But it's pretty. Those times are over, I guess. How's everything in LA? How are you feeling about LA right now?
Um, I during the pandemic, I kind of wish I was somewhere else, but I'm generally good here because I haven't done anything. I got very blessed in the situation of the pandemic. I had consistent work leading up to it, doing brand ambassador work, just representing for different health food companies, and because of that, I was able to get like the emergency pandemic unemployment assistance for
Yes, thank you,
self-employed
COVID,
people.
for that.
Yeah,
That's very necessary.
yeah, yeah. So I mean that's about to run out, but because of that, I've been very, very good being able to just stay home and I just go on hikes or walk my dog around the neighborhood and or hang out in the yard and garden. I've really been a super homebody. I cannot wait to party again. I just can't wait to be around people and hug them and to smile like without a mask on and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it's funny how like so many people were like on track at the beginning of the year, like professionally things are rocking. You know, I had an art gallery in Venice and had an apartment, and but then like that 2020 hit. Like, did you feel that happening around you? Like, as it feels like you're. I could probably say this. You're an empathetic person. You're feel things a little bit differently than, or more sensitively than other people. Like, did you feel like remember when the time that led up to how we are now? Like how everything got a little clunky. Did things get clunky in the first of the year? Like where things started kind of getting clunky. How
Um,
was that? And then now here we are.
it's almost hard to remember pre-pandemic. But I know, I mean, luckily I got to have my dirty 30 right in February, right before that all started, not started, but actually became serious in the US. So I got like a good last like little party I produced and because I do event production sometimes as well and um had all like it was a silent disco. So what was really cool about it is we had three, it was like an EMX show, but we had three different DJs on all at once and you could just tune to the different channels that they were on. We had three different channels.
What?
And so I got to get I don't it wasn't 30, but it was almost 30 DJs that were all my friends, like to play play my birthday party. It was so awesome. I was like,
That's wild.
yes.
Where was that at?
It was a gosh, what is that freaking club? Station 1640.
Is that
So
downtown?
it's in Hollywood. Yeah, EMX they have a hold of that venue, so they're looking for co-collaborate or were looking for co-collaborators and constantly always wanting me to produce shows with them and um I don't produce them as much anymore because I wanted to focus more on creating music and it takes so much energy to produce an event and time
Oh,
and money.
it's insanity. It's a
Yeah.
24/7 20 thing for like sometimes people do that. Well, I don't know if they still do, but like, 6 months, preparation
Yeah.
for 1 or 2 night event. But that was
Yeah.
before COVID.
Yeah.
Before COVID.
No. Yeah, and I'm so glad I turned down. I had quite a few people trying to get me to do event production with them in 2020, and I just kept. I had this feeling. I was like, I don't think so. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling it. Like, I'm so glad that I did it.
Oh yeah. You don't want to
Yeah.
be like it's almost like one of those things that okay, we've already been through what, 8 months of this?
So
And some
many
people are
months.
thinking it's gonna be another year. Not like this whole conversation about COVID, but it is definitely you can't it's a white elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to talk about it.
We have it till at least the summer.
Or
Yeah.
even like I think people would get it's nice for people to know that they are not alone. Even in this small little rinky dinky podcast, but like we are human and everyone's going through. We're not blind
Yeah.
to this. This is
Well,
like
I ended up getting hypothyroidism from the pandemic. I mean, it might have already been cultivating, but I got so stressed out when lockdown happened that I literally for 3 weeks probably had cortisol just flooding through my system constantly, except for maybe when I'm asleep for 3 weeks, and then next thing I know, my throat was just swollen, and I thought it was a vocal injury. It took me many months to find out like it wasn't a vocal injury, and that it was my thyroid was swollen from from like basically it was induced from stress.
Yeah, stress is a killer. Like people like it's like and I have to remind myself and some some family members to not stress out. Stress is
Yeah,
a killer.
it is.
Stress
Yeah,
is like when you start flipping out and stressing out, man, that affects everybody around you.
I know.
They become stressed. Everyone becomes stressed. It's not. It's physiology. It's chemical. Just
Yeah.
don't fucking stress out for fucking bullshit.
Well, and don't
Save
stress me
energy,
out. I
save
had
energy for when the shit really does hit the fan.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw my message, but I had to like turn my phone on airplane mode because I had somebody that was stressing me out, and I was like, I can't deal with this right now. I'm trying to go on a podcast and like be my best self and not be this upset because you're upset because you're stressed. And this thing that shouldn't even be a thing that I'm getting like in trouble for. It's like,
Well, that's what it is. You know, everyone listen to Eckhart Tolle.
I love it. The Eckhart Tolle saved my life.
Yeah, the power. The power now and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
when he talked about the pain body and how the pain
Mm-hmm.
body will, and I'm like paraphrasing by like a good 10-minute talk. But like it comes down to like the pain body wants to be fed just like anything else that's alive in your body.
Yeah.
And the pain body will do this until it actually consumes the host, where the host that becomes the personality of the host.
Yeah.
Maybe
I know.
thing
Oh.
become this. And that's like a very much like invasion of the body snatchers things. I've met people that I've known for 20 years and that treat me like that they've never met me a day in their life. And like
Like,
it's like there it is
sorry.
on cue. But so that's there's all different dynamics happening at the same time when it comes to trying to get your art created and not be subverted, I guess, in a weird way. Like it seems like sometimes, have you ever experienced this? Like when you've experienced some form of success and then other people try to pull you down, they demean you for having that success.
um, I know I've experienced
Or-
it before, but I don't. Luckily, I rarely attract people like that. Um, yeah, but I always get shocked when somehow I attract somebody into my space that's so negative and hurtful. Um, luckily this particular person that was going off, like they're normally very level, but they had just gone through something that was hard on them
Yeah.
and wanted to place blame on me, and I'm just
Oh.
like, no, I am not responsible for, like, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when someone wants you to take the blame and you're not taking the blame, that makes them more upset. Like a part of me almost wishes that I would have just bit the bullet, pretended like, yeah, sure, it's my fault, now shut up. But
No, yeah, you can't. Yeah,
I like want to stand up for myself.
we used to have a word in like when I went to high school in Del Mar. Like there this, or maybe before that, there was this guy that would try to latch on to people, and we called him a Klingon. And I was like, why do you call him a Klingon? Because he clings on to everybody, and it's I just thought it was a funny thing, but to keep, where do you want to see yourself going now creatively? Like now that you've been doing all this, you've been in LA for a while. I mean, where's your heart? Where's your creativity gonna? What's next?
Gonna take me?
Yeah, what's the next big? What do you want to see happen in your life right now?
That's a great question. To be honest, recently I decided to let that question go. Within getting sick with hypothyroidism and being stressed, one thing I noticed I was stressing about was my music career. I was very stressed about if I was doing things right, if I was singing right, if people are going to like it, if I, there's so many things to be stressed about when it comes to trying to create, music or art in general to be your career. And if that was all I was focusing on right now, I wouldn't mind, and I didn't mind before. But now that I've made wanting to heal from hypothyroidism, my main concern. I really put it on the back burner and said, I'm just gonna make the music and I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna, as you saw today, I'm still working on videos, I'm still working on content, I'm still doing stuff, but I'm not worried about where it's gonna take me or what's gonna happen with it. That doesn't mean I don't want things to happen. So, but I recently just kind of said, if it's going to cause any stress, I really need to back off and remember what really matters. And to me, just making the music, enjoying the music, getting it out there, even if only 100 to 100,000 or however many people hear it, I'm not going to worry about that. If I'm happy making the music, and also like I just, as long as I'm happy, I'm good, because I somehow money always is in the bank. I always have enough money. I never lack money. And it took me a while to be able to say that. A lot of where that came from, I think, is probably from Abraham Hicks. Have you heard Abraham Hicks before?
No, is he like a theologian or something?
It's this woman, actually. It's very interesting. This is gonna sound bizarre, but she channels these like higher self type entities that everyone technically has a connection to. But she can tap in like so well into like this more universal, like just bigger than us, spiritual
Is she like a
knowledge. She's a channeler.
okay?
Yeah, I don't think she's a psychic. But basically, she teaches, or they teach, that if you're not worried about it, if you're not paying, like the issue that I had before is I was like always checking my bank account and always like worrying about and think lack. But as soon as I started, like, I would flip things. It's like as soon as you think the things are gonna, or mad, like, I'm just going off right now.
No,
So,
no, you got it. I'm tracking you for
so
sure.
yeah, so I'm just trying to say it as simply as possible. It's like the more you think about something, the more it manifests. And so I constantly say what you just heard me say is I always have enough money. And since I believe that, which has been years now, I always have enough money. And just like before, when I was working, I'd be like, I'll always have enough work. And it's like I know that at some point I'm gonna like be somewhere in my career that I never thought could happen. Or I guess if I'm thinking about Abraham Hicks, I really gotta flip it and think more of. I mean, lately I've been thinking about what I would do, and what makes sense to me is now that I'm not working, and I think about the fact that I was an independent contractor, and I constantly have always been able to find enough work. It's like just taking all of my knowledge and applying it to my music and my music career. Like, I'm seeing the puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle fit in, but I think as far as where I want to see it to go, I just want to be able to make a living off of it. I'm not too worried about getting super famous. Like, if that happens, that could be pretty cool, because I
I always
know
thought fame was a byproduct of it. Like it wasn't the pursuit of fame. Because fame is, you can be famous for eating like 100 hot dogs in a minute.
it.
Like, or fame is it was
Fleeting.
never about fame, like being the best, or because that's fleeting as hell. It takes a
Yeah.
long time to have like a career, like a Donna Summer, or like a Cher. It
Yeah.
takes a long. That's like a people don't have careers like that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, or they're born into it, like Billie Eilish. Like Billie Eilish's parents, like, they're very Hollywood, like they're deep in it, and like they had the funds, they had the connections, like, but for
I
her,
think talent finds a way.
yeah,
Talent, regardless if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, or you're achieve those goals through 10,000 hours of that's the 10,000 hour thing. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you do something for 10,000 hours, you should be somewhat of an expert or really
Yeah.
good at what you do.
Yeah. An
That's how I
expert.
translate it.
I'm not
If I'm
there
like
yet.
good at painting right now, then you know, I mean, it's not an ego thing. It's like, well, I'd be an idiot or like like I mean, but then some people are savants and are born with like Beethoven. So there's a lot of room there for error. Don't
Yeah.
don't like judge me, people. You don't know the things I've seen. So where's your music gonna go? Like, are you gonna do some more music videos
Yeah.
or like what's your or who you working with? Are you directing those or what's the deal with that?
Yeah. So I have a really cool deal with this great filmmaker, Andrew Knight, AP Knight Productions. And he and I have like a nice trade deal going on. So we've been working together pretty consistently for almost a year now. And the music video that you saw today on Instagram that inspired you to do this podcast with me, that one we've actually been putting together slowly since January. So it's about a year that we've been slowly putting it together. I actually didn't have a vision for it. I was trying to get a vision for it, but what ended up happening is I just kept following my inspiration and just kept doing things like on impulse. And yesterday when we were editing, I just remember like it's we didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I'm sure anyone can kind of figure how editing video goes. But um all of a sudden, like, it all just started playing, like one clip after another that we had put in place, but we didn't really know how it was going to turn out yet. We just had organized it depending on where things were happening in the song. And it hit this point in the editing where all of a sudden it just played through all these clips that we hadn't seen piled together yet. And I was floored. I literally just like my mouth is dropped and I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, this came together so amazing. Like all the concepts just fit and I didn't even mean to do it. And sometimes, I do mean to create the music videos that I create. I have a plan. And yeah, I'm generally the director and the creative director. Like with my music video, Fate, I had an idea with that one. We went through the whole thing with it with this male dancer, and then with my Only Human music video. So these are two music videos that are already out. I've produced a whole event with my late friend, which you probably know, Tomas Verde.
Tomas, I'm better with faces than names. I never forget a name or a face, but sometimes my friends' names are so complicated. They all blend together.
So there was this wonderful artist and human named Tomas Verde, and he passed away a few years ago. But
Tomas, he was he an artist?
yep,
The name. Now that you say it, now that
yeah.
it's kind of sinking in. It's like, was he a Venice guy?
He wasn't Venice. He was like mid-city area, so not too far from Culver City, which is not too far from Venice. But he would build like art cars and just like stage sets and
Yeah, that sounds really familiar, like Burning Man guy.
yep, Birdie Man guy.
Yeah,
So
I recognize that name.
we had produced this event together in his warehouse for the Only Human music video, and just that one came together with him. But yeah, some of the other videos that I'm working on, I kind of feel like I go a little bit backwards with the way that I create things. So one of the music videos that we're working on, we also have Forever Babe, which I actually sent you a Drive link to. And that one was filmed almost a year ago as well. And it's going to be getting released in February. Now that I finally know how I want the final mix on the track to
Wait, you
go.
sent it to me. Can I play it?
Yeah, yeah, you can play
So
it.
would this be a Brett's with Friends exclusive?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow! Pew, 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 pew. A Brett's with Friends exclusive. All right. I love exclusives. I love it. We'll put it in right now. We'll paste and cut, and it'll play, and then we'll resume this thing.
All right.
I can be your forever, babe. I can be yours forever. I can be your forever, babe. I can be yours forever. Forever, forever, babe. Forever.
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting some random B-roll.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, Forever Babe is actually going to be released on this upcoming Valentine's Day, so a couple months away. And the reason that it's happening then, not only is it a love song, but literally the whole video is basically just one romantic Valentine's date. Like it's super cheapy, like super cheesy. Like it's got like the big Valentine's bear, you know, chocolate covered strawberries, like it's all love and Valentine's themes. It's super pink.
oh yay!
Yeah.
I can't wait to. When does that drop?
February 14th, so Valentine's Day. And then I'm thinking with the Holding It Down music video and track, that'll be sometime in March, probably following a month or a month and a half after. So yeah, I'm gonna start really focusing back on the real logistics of what it is to be a music artist. Like here, I'm thinking in the next week, but gotta finish focusing on a few more health things, and then I got those locked in, and then I can just hopefully not be stressed about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm glad you got over that thing and you're feeling better. And
yeah, my throat doesn't hurt anymore. I still have hypothyroidism, but
are you doing like lemon honey or anything like that? Lemon honey, like are you doing anything for your throat, like tinctures at all, or anything like that? People that actually this might be the more you know sort of situation, where like what are you doing to make your voice better after all this? Like, what's the best thing that you found?
So yeah, it's always good to have hot beverages to help with your throat. My issue actually wasn't in my throat. It wasn't my vocal cords. It was just my thyroid, which is on the outside of the throat, like wrapped around like the actual throat. And it was swollen. It's not swollen anymore, so I don't feel the pain anymore. But because it was swollen and painful for so long, I had a very long period of time where I couldn't really sing. But even though I couldn't really sing, I still did vocal exercises every day, about 15 minutes worth, and just super, super simple. There's like if you do hung with every note within your range, and you like make sure you're getting the right breathing. It's even like as a singer, I know like if you stop working on your voice, it's going to be that much harder to pick up when you get back. So even though I had that issue, like I kept with it because I knew I couldn't push it so hard that it hurt and maybe damaged me, but I had to keep things, you know, doing well.
Yeah, it's that
there,
muscle
and
memory.
I'm still not back to.
You want to keep that muscle memory, right? Is in a way you want to keep it like you got to keep it tuned up because that it once you activate it, it should come back to you, right? You don't want to lose that part, right? No.
Yeah, and it's been hard. I know I said every day. I haven't actually been doing every day. That's like the goal, but I do need to rebuild my stamina as vocalist and record on the tracks that I've produced. I've produced quite a few tracks of quarantine.
You're starting to sound like your own worst critic right now. You're starting to like.
I know.
You're like, but yeah, I gotta do.
and you know, I'm not trying to sound like I'm perfect because I'm not, and I think no one should expect anyone to be perfect. And
no, nothing's perfect. The assumption, or actually, sometimes the look of perfection is actually more better than perfection. The actual guy is a perfect. If you can make it look perfect, it's actually better than perfection.
I actually have this what would it be called? Slipping my mind. When someone has something that they would like say to themselves or to like feel better inside, it's like I don't know. So an not but
do you want to right now? Do you want to ohm with me right now?
No, I mean I would, but I had it's this you're talking about like we're talking about perfection here. So I had this thing that I would sing to myself pretty consistently like the last decade is perfect in your imperfections. Don't you know that we're all just divine reflections of what we see, and that we all can be whatever it is that we want to be. That's without doing vocal exercises, but it's
Beautiful.
still. Thank
Thanks for
you.
doing that. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I
that so
love.
that I forget what that's called. When you have your own, I don't know. If it comes back to me, I'll say
What is it? Now my brain's
I
a
know.
pill. I'm vexing. What is it? What's the word that you're searching for?
Like if somebody says they have like a chant almost, like it's like a chant, but it's not a chant. A mantra. Yes.
Oh,
There we go. We got
Brettwoods
it.
exclusive.
That was a
Brettwoods
mantra.
exclusive.
I actually have been thinking about making that in a song because I thought I would have a great bass drop after that. You can be whatever you want to be. Boom. So. But yeah.
Are you Buddhist, or what's your what's your belief system? In a nutshell. Not with going too deep. It could be a casual question.
I like Buddhism. I like spiritualism. I understand religion in a lot of ways. I've never practiced it. I have practiced some spirituality in some ways. I meditate. I do yoga. Other than that, I listen.
What's your yoga? How long do you do your yoga for? Like, what's the best regiment that? Because I'm trying to get healthy too, so I'm asking this actually just to find out how to get in better shape.
So I do it for 30 minutes. The reason I do it for 30 minutes is it's just literally the yoga moves that I personally know and have learned that help with specific parts of my body that seem to get achy, like sciatica, like the hips, and really just like I don't necessarily watch people do yoga and do yoga classes. Although my little sister Kendall just started doing, she's a yoga teacher, so I have been watching her on Zoom. Like if someone reaches out and wants me to join a yoga class, I do. But normally I just do it in my room for 30 minutes on my yoga mat and meditate. But
free form, just do some stretches. Is basically it works out to you. Whatever feels comfortable at the time. Just kind of doing it organically.
No, you need to know, you should know that you're doing it correctly, but then yes, like I have a routine that I created though. I follow it. Like it's just something that I created myself. I would say if you aren't super used to doing yoga consistently, I would definitely watch some YouTube videos for a while because I was doing that too. I found this channel that I really liked. Her name is not fresh in my mind right now. Sucks, but
Can you repeat that?
I was just saying this yoga instructor. I wish I could remember her name right now. It was a channel I found that I really loved. But yeah, I just watched all the beginner videos for a while, and then I got sick of it and was like, I'm just gonna go back to doing this by myself. But yeah, working out, like I love watching YouTube videos. I love doing like hip hop cardio or like the dance like aerobic things are fun because I feel like they're helping me be a better dancer as well.
Are there one specifically? Do you remember the names of them if people wanted to find them?
No, I feel like people can just Google them or YouTube it and they'll find something. Okay. You'll find whatever you vibe with,
I used to do the Brian Kest class in Santa Monica a long time ago, back when we'd line up for the class and it'd be all sweaty. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
But I always got sore toes. My big toes always became lacerated for some reason. I don't know why that happened because I guess I'm tender-footed. But like when I put.
Are you wearing shoes?
No.
Oh, weird.
Just barefoot.
That's strange. Yeah, I was inspired to talk about the way that I actually go about creating the music that I create. If you're down to hear.
Yeah, please.
Cool. Yeah, so before my thyroid swole became swollen and made it so I wasn't able to sing as much. Normally I would just create, I would come up with a hook. A hook would just, usually it's not that I came up with it. It just kind of downloaded to my head.
Yeah.
And I would come up with a hook, like the one that I'm working on right now. It's like, so instead of feeling down, how about you turn that from upside down? And then it goes into a post chorus. But that was the first thing that I heard. But it was funny because it happened. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 3 something in the morning, and it was just in my head. I don't know if I was singing it in my dream because that happens sometimes. Um,
Creativity never rests.
right. Yeah, I make up
It'll
songs
make
in
you
my
actually
dream.
not sleep.
And luckily, I just recorded it in my phone and was like, all right, you're going to make a song to this tomorrow. And then I figure out what key it's in, and then I do it all on the piano, and I map it out in Ableton just with the piano, how I would sing it via like the keys and when it would hit the timing and the beats. And then after I finish writing like all of the lyrics and all of the piano melodies, then I start adding instruments to it, and just write from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you definitely have a vision of what you're doing creatively. I mean, just all this inspiration you're giving to me right now is like fucking awesome. It's like, it's a joy. This has been awesome to fucking make a podcast with you.
You too,
It's like,
yeah.
hey, you're inspiring me, and I think that's sort of what we're all trying to do, right? If you can inspire others, and then that's you're winning. That's winning. Like, we want everybody to do their most creative thing that they can do, because reality is, well, we're living in it. So
Yeah.
just it's just nice to hear your process.
Thank you.
And it sounded like a TV host right now, but it's been how can you remind, because we're gonna have to dip out of here like pretty soon.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep this within an hour, so we gotta get on Instagram. But can you remind everybody how they can get a hold of you, and we'll do graphics and stuff like that at the bottom,
Oh, yeah.
like your Instagram, your Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got going on. You got like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, just, and I'll try to cut
Okay.
this together, and we're gonna end
Okay.
the podcast.
All
But
right.
but this has been Fay of Bellavolent. I got it right?
You did. You got it.
If I don't think about it, it comes right out. If I think about it, then it's all.
Exactly. It's like anything, man. I have to make sure that I'm totally clear-headed when I'm performing live, because if I think about it, I mess up. But if I have no thoughts and it's just happening, it's just coming out, then it's interesting how life is like that. That's kind of just one more thing about the process. That's kind of something I've been doing with the music videos because of working with Andy. He owes me so many hours, so I just constantly am filming with him, and I'm making these music videos to songs that like are not even finished yet. Like some of them are like maybe like a quarter of the way there, and I'm already making the videos for them. But
well, it's a
but
concept
yeah, so
though too. You're thinking of color. You're thinking about visual. You're a visual person, like obviously, but you're putting all this stuff together. You're directing your own music videos, for God's sakes. But like you have like a vision, and so whatever gets in the way of that doesn't happen. It's like whatever. Just keep that focus and not let the bullshit try to stop you from doing it. Like
exactly.
the specific color patterns I saw, like those shoots. The guy that you're doing the videos with is awesome, because they look like a real big like 1990s video.
Oh,
You know,
thanks.
like they feel like a music video.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Yeah, we're doing our best. Instagram is instagram.com/bellavolent, BELLAVOLENT. But the the link trees in there. And I want you to go to our Instagram page anyways. So just that works.
You have a website where people are Spotify, or where can people find
Yeah,
them?
I'm on Spotify. That's linked in the link tree in my Instagram. And I'm also I do have a website. It's just bellavolent.com. Again, BELLAVOLANT. Hard to even say.
It makes more. It feels good to hear you spell it out.
Yeah.
Because it makes then I can actually read it.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome. I could talk to you for hours. I mean, I want to keep this under a certain time so we can have it as accessible to people as possible. But we're gonna try to put your music video in there, or your thing that you have going. We're gonna put a little edit of something where you might break up it in the middle when we talked about it earlier.
Yeah,
but,
you can do little teasers too. I mean, if you're able to edit, however your editing's like, if you need me to like make something smaller too, you can tell me.
Well, I can do a pass on it if you want to do a pass on the pass.
Sure.
All right, so maybe we'll do that. Maybe it'll be, but hey, this has been. I don't want to stop talking. It's like all good. Okay, well, be safe in Hollywood. Is there any parting words that we could leave with these people on this moment in time?
Parting words. I mean, I really wish everyone well, and I know the times can be hard right now. They're hard for even the most positive people like me, but I think that to survive, you've got to keep the joy up, you know?
Yeah.
Find joy in every way you can, and when you're not feeling joy, stop thinking about what you're not feeling joy about, and start thinking about what's bringing happiness. It's like what we think is really what creates our reality around us every day. So be empowered in that.
Great. Well, Fay of Bellavolent.
I want you.